The other day I saw a comedian and he was talking about how if you're a parent that's in really good shape, like jacked, it's basically like you neglect your children.
Ricochet shot at dad.
Yeah. All right, everybody, welcome back to episode 11 of the Popboyz, where you ain't a pop boy till you pop.
Boy.
I'm joined on my right by my brother Dan.
What's up, guys?
And to my left with John Simpkins.
What's going on, everyone?
If you hear any chattering, especially from John, I feel like John's already chattering.
I'm a
big time.
Yeah, my teeth go a little crazy sometimes.
Like we are in an uninsulated space with no heat, and so it's
what? 39 degrees.
39 degrees.
And it's
Could be worse.
November.
It could be worse, yeah. It's been a gorgeous November.
It finally feels like November.
Are you happy with this? Because I remember when we talked about the seasons, and I wanted to ask you this. When we talked about the seasons, you were like, I like the cold. You like this. You're happy with this.
I mean, this is starting to get like
too cold?
Cold.
Yeah.
I like give me like 45. That's kind of like my minimum of like liking that.
Yeah, I feel like if you like the cold, like you're properly dressed for the cold.
Right.
You know, like I'm not properly dressed right now.
No.
I actually feel okay right now. I feel pretty good.
Yeah, my hands are pretty cold, but I feel decent.
Can we talk about? Are you guys vest people?
I love my vest.
Great.
What
question.
type of vest?
I have
Do you wear sweater vests?
I do not.
Okay.
I don't know.
Like an Argyle sweater vest?
Yeah.
With like the V-neck?
Yeah.
No, I don't have one of those.
I remember Katie used to try to, I'm sorry, we'll have to bleep that. But I remember that my wife used to try to get me to wear sweater vests, and I'd always put them on, and I felt like a turtle.
Yeah.
A
It's like
turtle?
It just felt like a horrible look. Like
It's like a shell.
On
yeah.
me.
I have a
Wouldn't
nice
a turtleneck be more turtle-like?
No, turtlenecks are not named correctly.
What about a turtleneck? And
What
then
would you name? What should a turtleneck actually be named?
Yeah, a hickey cover. I like that.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
Did we talk about?
I won't say mine, but okay.
Did we talk about the person that invented the undershirt? That somebody wore it, and the first person that hit their wife wearing it, and they were like, "That's a wife beater." Did
Why
we talk
is
about
that?
this already?
Yeah, it's like social. I don't think we have, but why is that like socially acceptable?
Right. It's like, oh, what do you wear? And even to my kids, they'll be like, yeah, can you go upstairs and grab me a wife beater?
Yeah.
It's so wrong.
What is that?
It's definitely not
Yeah, I don't
politically
know.
correct anymore.
Right? Or even just a
I don't know
beater.
that I ever say wife beater.
You just
I
say
always just
beater.
say beater. Just give me a beater.
Right. But
You're like you're saying wife beater?
I mean, I don't know if I always go the full name, but I mean, I'll always say beater or be like, oh,
I mean,
wait.
it is understood that that's what the name is.
Right.
Or like, yeah.
Yeah,
You
it's
guys
crazy.
still rock them?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I wear a wife beater.
I don't like having
used to.
an undershirt.
Really?
When I was in high school, I feel like I used to get like the sweats a lot, so I used to do it. But nah,
Now you're,
now I'm just
let it
regular,
fly.
just let it go.
yeah.
Yeah, I used
Drippy
to be.
pits
yeah.
and all.
Yeah.
That has stopped.
Yeah, I don't know. I used to be more of a beater person. I go through phases, I guess. And now I'm off of it. Like wearing an undershirt with a button-down shirt.
I don't do it.
No, it's got to
Yeah.
be a beater.
Yeah, I'm just nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
plain Jane.
it's either
Yeah, I'm raw dogging underneath.
yeah, it's either nothing or a beater or a V-neck.
Yeah.
If you're wearing a straight
Yeah.
crew neck,
Yeah. When you can see the
choking.
shirt underneath
Yeah.
is a tough.
That's uncomfortable.
I feel like people might be listening to this and, they might realize that they're one of these people. And so I'm sorry.
It's time to change.
I'm sorry if this is new information to you, but if you can see your white T-shirt under your button up, you have to stop.
It's over.
Stop. Please.
Done.
Okay. All right, good beater talk.
Do you want me to explain my my
I don't.
Your breast reduction.
Yeah, no one knows where this is
Oh my
going.
god, I just lost the word.
No one
My
knows.
vest.
Oh,
My
yeah,
vest
yeah,
that I
yeah.
have.
Okay,
You asked
yeah.
me to talk about it, and then we started talking
Yes.
about beaters.
Yep.
So I just have like a North Face one. It's it's like this material. It's like
Like a fleece.
it's like a fleece. It's
Yeah.
light.
Yeah.
Goes over a sweatshirt.
And do you wear it often?
Yeah.
I guess I don't understand the reason for a vest.
It's just like that extra, like like I'm out of the house at 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. Some mornings it's like 50. I'm a little chilly, but then by like 10 it's gonna be like 65, 60. Then I'll like shed it off and I just got my sweatshirt.
Yeah. I feel like when I'm cold, it's always my hands and arms that are cold and not my like core. I want to invent the inverse vest. It's just sleeves.
Big puffy sleeve.
It's just big puffy sleeves that like connect along the back.
They
What do they
kind of
connect to?
have something like that.
What?
For kids? They have the hats that go into mittens.
Oh,
and they're like
yeah,
long
yeah.
sleeves.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay.
Gotta
get one for Dan.
My invention got swiped again.
I don't know if it's that good though, because it doesn't really like keep your arms warm. It's just kind of like dangling, so they don't get lost.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, I want like a full sleeve and then
Puffy.
it stops. Yeah, puffy.
Mm.
It stops here and you're just normal here and it like connects along the back. Like a bra strap along the back.
I feel like when we were kids, like we had some of the puffiest coats. Like I don't feel like I see a puffy coat
So puffy.
like those Gap
starter
like, I used
jackets?
I still have one in my closet.
Wow.
What team?
Patriots.
Oh,
You
Things
got
that- it actually probably fit you. It doesn't fit me.
you got to wear
Alright.
it next week.
It's badass. It's,
Yeah.
it's awesome. It's cool. It's
Yeah.
like legit. Bleep. I just swore. I'm sorry.
whatever.
I think that's fine. Yeah.
All right. Do we want to get into some of the business stuff?
Yeah. All right. So let's talk a little bit about the business. We have been, so last week we talked about the kind of meeting with our contractor and where the prices were at and kind of how we realized we needed to pivot a little bit. And so we've been looking at food trucks. Did we talk about that?
Yeah. But
Is that a yeah, we did talk about it, or yeah? Like,
yeah, we did talk about it.
Okay. And so, yeah, we have started looking into food trucks, and I think for the menu, and Dan found this. So you want to go into a little bit about the stuffed pretzels and how you kind of came upon those?
Yeah, so like we had this idea a while ago, kind of like when we first started out. It's like, oh, we'll do a beer garden and we'll do pretzels because you have to do a pretzel if you're a beer garden.
Any respectable beer garden.
Yeah. And we were like, okay, let's make them from scratch if John can figure out how to do that, and he knows his way around a dough. And so then the idea came, I think we had saw it in a couple places of people doing like a stuffed pretzel. We looked at that place from Chicago, and they were doing a stuffed pretzel.
Yeah, they were
Just like-
stuffing like the whole, like they were like rolling it out with the stuffing in it
Yeah.
and twisting it,
Yeah.
which was very hard.
So I guess and then we kind of, as the beer garden idea evolved into a whole like quick service restaurant, that type of thing, it was like, okay, maybe we just do like burgers, maybe we do a pretzel bun, chicken sandwiches, salads, maybe, blah, blah, blah. And now that we're kind of like stripping it back to a food truck idea, it lends itself more towards like a pretzel and a stuffed pretzel again.
Right.
And I think for me, when we started thinking about a food truck, I shouldn't say that, but like from what I deem, the most successful food trucks concentrate on something, one thing,
It's
right?
not like a diner.
Yeah, it's not like here's a generic food truck, and from our food truck you can get generic food with burgers and fries and chicken fingers and
It almost seems like it becomes out of necessity too. There's only so much space in a food truck for storage and for prep and for
Exactly.
cooking. So it's like, okay, what's the best thing we do?
Yep.
And let's go 100% at it.
Get very creative.
Yep. So that was kind of playing into our thoughts. And yeah, just did some research and we like the idea of the stuffed pretzel again.
Yeah.
And can we stuff it with steak and cheese? Can we do like a buffalo chicken stuffed pretzel? John had a bunch of other ideas too. I don't know. So we started testing. Long story short, we started testing stuffed pretzels this week.
Yeah.
And when I say we, John did. And
We
ate
all
them.
did. We were all in this
We ate
together.
Well, we took the testing part
Yes.
Yeah.
very seriously,
Right.
but John, really took the reins on making the pretzels, and and so I think we kind of switched up a little bit about how the pretzels are going to be made. Like you said, they were kind of twisted before.
Yeah. So before we tried twisting it like a normal pretzel while it was stuffed. It just kept coming undone. It was really messy. So Dan started doing a little research, and he found this other pretzel company that stuffs them, and they make them into it's kind of like a stromboli, like a burrito looking pretzel, and they bake it, and it's handheld. It's like about 10 inches long, and it's stuffed with steak and cheese, buffalo chicken, maybe sausage, pepper, onions, pepperoni, stuff like that. But yeah, we tested it out this week, and it worked. And we're just going to kind of keep practicing, like once a week, make a new one, see how it tastes, see how we can make it better.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and I think that was, it was great that John has been working on the pretzels, for the last, how long have you been making pretzels? 2-3 months now?
No, it's got to be like
Longer than that.
6 to 8 months.
Yeah. So John's been kind of perfecting a pretzel dough recipe, and now it's kind of nice because as we pivoted back into what we originally wanted to do, John has since perfected that recipe and gotten it to a place where the pretzels are phenomenal. And so now it's like, okay, we're just kind of adding a little wrinkle, and it's a lot like the popcorn, where we kind of have this blank canvas that we can work with, and then what things are we putting into it to elevate it and take it to the next level. And so, it was really exciting this week and really fun to see, how good they looked, how good they tasted just in like your first try of doing a steak and cheese one. They were delicious, hot, warm. We were able to make them, reheat them, and they tasted even better reheated. So
Yeah.
I think it was an exciting week from that perspective. And then as far as other things, and so I had a meeting with the Business Improvement District, the BID, recently on the board of the BID, the Business Improvement District, which is all of Hyannis. And so it's been really interesting to hear the ideas of where people want Hyannis to go. What people see in the future is, the way that this city on the Cape is going to kind of turn into. So I think that was also really exciting, and we were able to schedule a meeting for this week with the town planner to kind of talk about our ideas and our phases that we see the project going in, and just making sure that everybody's going to be okay with how we're going to move forward. So I feel really excited from that perspective too, that we're kind of weaving ourselves into the fabric of Hyannis and getting on the same page with the people that make those decisions.
Yeah, it should be. A lot of the design work before our pivot, BP, before pivot, was into the building and making sure we had enough bathrooms and seating inside, and the kitchen space, and how ingredients come in and go out, and food runners and stuff like that. And now that we're, the outside was kind of like, and we'll build the outside, and as we get more money under us, we'll make it better as it goes.
Right.
Now it's like the outside is the thing. The beer garden is the thing outside, and how do we make it awesome from the start, rather than investing? We're not wasting money, but we're not investing money into the inside of the building right now. So can we pump up the outside more? And
that's just hearing you talk about that, and something I hadn't really thought about, but it's like it makes a lot of sense for us to do that. That's going to be the thing. You know what I mean? Like originally we were like, okay, the building and then the courtyard was the afterthought. But now as we were forced to pivot, we should have been thinking the outside was the number one thing from the beginning.
Yeah.
You know, like,
But I think we also just knew that we didn't have enough money or didn't want to ask for that much money.
right,
And invest that much money into the outside and the inside.
right,
You know, if the inside is going to cost, say the outside and inside equal 100% of the budget.
right.
The inside is going to take up probably 80% of that budget, and the outside's probably going to take up 20%.
Yep.
So now that we're like, you know, when we were going to try and do everything, we were trying to basically do the 80% and then dwindle the 20% outside to like 10,
Right.
you know? And now that it's like, okay, we're just doing the outside, let's bump it back up to 20, maybe even 25, and kind of like really do it out and do it nice.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's going to be everybody's first impression. So it's like it was
Yeah.
kind of like an afterthought.
Which is probably stupid.
Right. It just, and again, I think that's the best part about business is it like jams you into these corners and then you go, oh, okay, you do have to pivot. And then as you pivot, you're like, it should have been this way the whole time.
Yeah.
Like sometimes the process saves you from mistakes.
Yeah, that's happened many times. for
Yeah,
us.
and it's just you see things and you're like, oh my gosh, this is the end of the world. Like when we sat down and got that budget from the contractor, my stomach was like in my feet. I was like,
that wasn't for me.
oh yeah. See, for me, I was just like, all right, this stinks. Like as we went through the conversation, I got way down, and this is the way that I kind of am too. I I get really high, and then I kind of get low, and then I get high, and I get low, and I think that's what's great about Dan and I is I can't help but ride that roller coaster a little bit, and Dan's really good at kind of just like, okay, well, we'll just divert a little bit, like we'll just divert a little bit, like there's not much high and there's not much low, it's just kind of like there.
There's zero feelings is what he's trying to get at, folks.
No emotions.
Yeah, it's just a straight line, and I'm like a Richter scale.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah. So, yeah, no, that's the way I felt. But now hearing you say that, I'm like, oh, okay, like, yeah, this is going to be great. Like, the courtyard's going to be front and center. We're going to try to perfect that first.
Yeah.
And then we'll work our way slowly back, add more seats, add better bathrooms, add more year-round function.
Yep. Now, I want to talk about it, but I don't want to jinx it, and we don't know that this is going to happen, and if we can do this, and how much it's going to cost. So I want to preface everything with that. And I don't know, we talked about this a while ago, John, but I don't know that that we're thinking about bringing it back.
I don't know.
So, in the front of our space, you have the sidewalk. So from the sidewalk to the front door of our, through the courtyard is like maybe like 150 feet. And and we are thinking about, like a pathway to get from the street into the building, because we're also trying to build this beer garden as a way of like, this is just phase one. We don't want to have to tear everything out and rebuild it when we want to do stuff to the inside. So we need to kind of be thinking about like future phases as we design this out. So one of the things we definitely want is once we do have the full building open, the direction of getting people from the street inside. So we had the idea a long time ago, and then we kind of put it on the back burner. But now we think we're bringing it back, or at least trying to, is like a boardwalk.
I like it.
So having the the pathway, instead of being like a gravel pathway or pavers or stamped concrete, have it be like a classic boardwalk to the front door. And then I think the cool thing about that is just like,
well, I think it's important too to some people have an idea of a boardwalk that's like that is non-Cape Cod boardwalks.
Right.
So if you have a boardwalk in New Jersey or in Maryland or in California, it's kind of like a long block of boards, and then there's amusement parks,
Right.
arcades, things like that, right on right there. On Cape Cod, they kind of take on a different life where it's literally just boards that you walk on to usually traverse over a marsh to get to another part of a beach.
Yep.
And they're just different.
Yeah, definitely, obviously different, but
A lot smaller.
a lot smaller. But also like the structure and the boards themselves are. It feels both of them feel very beachy.
Yep.
Yeah.
And like coastal towns, right? So the idea of kind of like a beach wood boardwalk that you're walking on. So we're kind of modeling it after like almost like the Sandwich Boardwalk, right?
Yeah.
And a big thing about the Sandwich Boardwalk is that when they first built it, you could write your name or a message or something in the boards. So we're trying to basically build the boardwalk, and then the first seasons that were open, offer for people to basically buy a board. I mean, I don't know what the price would be, but we basically take all the orders in, and then in the off season, we rip up, undo all those boards, bring them to someone to like carve or CNC like their message or whatever they want written out, and then reinstall them. And the goal, so I think we'll have like 225 boards that I just think it would be really cool if like some of our like favorite customers, or if you're like a family of 4 and you come and you're there for like the first day and you see like, oh, I can get a board, and it's just something that like you can come back and visit and like, oh, there's our board. Remember when we said,
What if we gave them like a special cup too?
where do we keep the cups?
They keep them. But
Like
what
a
if
souvenir cup?
Yeah, like what if there was something with a cup where you knew like that you could bring it back, and maybe you got some other type of perk if you were one of these like first people. And maybe it doesn't it's not like gonna obviously be, free beer forever or whatever it is, but like could you figure out some cool thing that people get with that?
With the board.
Yeah.
Like VIP status?
Yeah, like not even so
could
much
be
of like,
cool.
okay, but like maybe it is. Maybe if it's always busy, it's like, yeah, you can always get in. Like even if
Or you always cut the line.
yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's like you got a board, you cut the line.
Yeah.
VIP.
I don't know. I don't know if people would like that or hate it.
We make like a
I mean,
VIP
if you have a board, you
bench.
would love it.
Yeah. I mean, it would be pretty cool if you were like, yeah, I can. But then how many people? Like, what if they brought a party of like 50 people?
Right.
Be like, all right, well, they're all coming. It's like, no. And then what if we're at capacity? Do we have to drag a non-board member out?
Yeah.
Like
and throw them
and
out.
viciously.
Yeah. Into the street.
Yeah. Doesn't matter. It could be a child, a woman. It could be
Yep.
anybody. We drag them across the boards
Yeah.
and toss them right out into the street
Yeah, I like it.
in the gutter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, I think just having some other type of perk would be kind of cool, especially because it's these are our day ones.
Ride or dies.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll workshop that. Send us an email
Yeah.
to popboyspod@gmail.com. Any ideas? And that goes for the whole beer garden in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Food, anything.
Games.
Drinks.
Yeah, different drinks that people would like to see.
If you know anybody that's, in the construction business that has any ideas.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Any other business stuff?
I had one question about
Yep.
the bid. So when you guys have this meeting with the bid, is that like kind of like a step to getting things rolling?
So the bid is the business improvement district, which all of Main Street Hyannis is part of that business improvement district. So really, it's kind of a collection of business owners and property owners on Main Street that get together and kind of discuss ideas for the street. And so it's not really,
It's not like a government agency.
yeah, it's not like we're meeting with them to get approvals. It's kind of everybody discussing, what they want the street to look like as it moves forward in the future.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. So a really big thing right now is they want to change the zoning on Main Street so that, and I don't know all that much about it, but I'll just say what I do think is correct, that they're trying to change it so that you can go up 4 stories on Main Street. And I guess there's a vote in December that could rechange the zoning. And so everybody.
Currently, it's 2 stories, I think.
Yeah, I can't remember if it's 2 or 3.
I think it's just 2.
Yeah, it might just be 2. But everybody on Main Street's really excited because that would bring more year-round people to live and work.
Or chances for housing
Yeah.
on the street.
Yeah, and at the meeting they said that currently Cape Cod has a shortage of 10,000 houses.
Housing units.
Yeah, housing units.
Yep.
And so it seemed, there's people who don't want it. They want Main Street to stay, quaint. And I think kind of the rest of Cape Cod and a lot of other towns in the area are looking at Hyannis and saying, like, come on, please be this space where, just a substantial amount of people can live, that we can increase the density.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's really an important thing that's kind of going on that the bid is very interested in. And if it happens, it would be great because I know that Sturgis, Cape Cod Hospital, us, when we want to hire people, a big problem is housing. We can offer competitive salaries. We can offer a really good work-life balance, but everybody kind of says, where am I going to live? And that's what the people from Sturgis said. That's what the people from Cape Cod Hospital say. And so, yeah, it's definitely a problem on the Cape, and going up 4 stories is really important to a lot of people involved in Main Street. I won't say everybody, but
Yeah.
does that answer the question, or did
Yeah.
I just go off? on
Yeah.
another tangent?
No, that totally answers it.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think the next steps is we're trying to kind of have like informal meetings with the bid and people in the town and things like that of
Pretty much try to get everyone on board.
just
with
kind of like
you.
outlining, hey, this is what we're trying to do and this is how we're trying to phase, opening. This is the grand picture and this is next year's picture. And do you have any problems with any of it? And if you do, please let us know now before we start doing construction.
Spending money.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, so I think it's going to be an exciting next couple months, and yeah, I think it's going to be great.
Yeah.
We'll have more and more to talk about.
Yeah.
So did we want to get into an ad read?
Yes.
Are we at that portion?
Yep. All right, so yeah, we'll get into the ad read. The advertiser wanted John to read this one.
Oh, exciting.
It's this one, right?
It's the full page.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
How do you do that?
With the back too?
Oh yeah.
Like he's got to open the whole thing.
Oh, open the
The
whole
whole
thing.
thing?
Yeah, it's the whole thing.
Man.
Start reading.
All right.
Camera's dying. We're running out of battery. Like,
Boy, oh boy. Christmas is just around the corner, so us elves have been hard at work building the presents for all the good little boys and girls. It's a lot of work, but we will get it done just in time. But if I could vent a little, Santa is working us really long hours with very little pay. Our breaks to the bathroom are timed, and if we take too long, he threatens to hit us over the head with cinnamon gumdrops. Our union has been fighting for better health benefits, which my family sorely needs. Anyway, maybe skip asking Santa for gifts and head down to your local popcorn shop, Smith Family Popcorn. They make all sorts of goodies and treats that everyone on your list love to receive. Head over to smithfamilypopcorn.com once again. That's smithfamilypopcorn.com.
All right.
wow.
Thank you to Smith
That was
Family
tough.
Popcorn.
They're trying to unionize up there.
They're trying. Yeah. I don't know. I've heard rumblings of it, but
Wow. Yeah.
it's just
Look
yeah.
out, Amazon.
No kidding. Thank you to Smith Family Popcorn.
Lots of drama.
Continued support. All right. Who's got a topic?
I got one.
Okay.
It's Josh McDaniels is going to get fired today.
Oof.
Today?
Today.
No. I think, honestly, they got to give him more than just the 1 year.
It's a pretty bad year.
It's a very bad year.
They have
But
a
they
very
got-
How
Gotta-
funny is the Jeff Saturday where he basically
Yeah,
tweeted
that's
out
brutal.
that the Raiders are not a good team and that he had to play them the next
And then he
week?
beat him.
Yeah. Yep. I mean,
Yeah.
that's as good a bulletin board material as you could have.
Oh,
Yeah.
big time. I mean, they are very injured, but I don't know. You got
I don't
Devontae
know.
Adams.
Yeah. Are they like
I guess is Waller still hurt?
Waller's injured, but like they
And the
have
other guy.
Devontae Adams, they
Is
have
Hunter
Hunter Renfro's.
I can't ever say his name.
He's injured
Hunter
too.
Renfro.
Renfro?
He might be the most like un-NFL looking person in the NFL.
Yeah.
I agree.
No, I think if they do fire him today, that would be a mistake.
All right, so
As bad as the year's been, I think they give him you have to give him at least 2 full years.
I agree, but I don't.
hired
I
him to
feel like they're going to
change-
fire him.
I think they will too.
Do
and it
do
will
the
be a mistake.
Patriots pick
Part
him
two.
back up if?
I hope they do.
Yeah, 100%.
I definitely hope they do because our offense has looked so bad.
And then
Yeah.
he'll never leave again.
Never.
God willing.
Isn't that what
It's
we
where
said
he
for the
shouldn't.
Colts?
It's where he's the best.
Yeah.
Every time he goes somewhere else, so far, has been absolutely terrible. His
Terrible.
record is like
It's so crazy. I saw
it's-
it yesterday on the screen.
it's
I couldn't remember
almost like
how-
the worst ever.
Yeah.
Like
I wanted to bring it up because I want to say he's like, it's something crazy. He's like 7 and, or it's like, I want to say 7 and like 17. Like, what's Josh McDaniels' record? And the craziest part about it is when he was with Denver, he won his first 6 games straight.
One against the Patriots.
yeah.
So like he's like 7 and something or like 8 and something. I can't remember what it is, but part of that is like he had that winning streak.
He is 13 and 23
Oof.
as far as I can tell.
Yeah, and that's what it was in the first 6 games with Denver.
36%.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's bad.
It's
boy.
crazy because he's arguably the best offensive coordinator in the 2000s. Maybe Sean McVay. I guess you could give
Maybe
it to.
Sean McVay, maybe Eric Bieniemy from the
Yeah.
Chiefs.
Right? Like,
But yeah,
They never did it as long as him though.
no.
you think he just can't get the culture right? Like, does he just not have a strong enough personality to kind of like get people to buy in?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Good question.
Yeah.
You got anything?
You're
Dan?
welcome. Well, you had one that you called me about.
Oh God.
On the spot.
Remember?
No, I don't remember.
Pat wants all
I know.
4 of us.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Pat wants all 4 of us. Now, do you want to say it?
No, you can say
Well,
it.
it's not my topic.
All right, so I was thinking about New Year's resolutions. And I was thinking that rather than us giving our New Year's resolutions, what if we wrote them down and put them all in an envelope and then we worked on them all throughout the year or didn't. And then at the end of the year, we open the envelope. And then like halfway through the year, we would always make it like where we were trying to guess each other's resolutions. Like, what are you trying to improve on?
That's cool.
Yeah. And so it'd be like, oh, I don't know. Like, we'll see. It's like, oh, I think you're like doing this. Like, you took up ballroom dancing or something. Like, but it would have to be like kind of like funny, weird
Yep.
stuff.
Hey, it'd keep you motivated.
Wait, it has to be funny, weird stuff?
No.
We all
just,
have to do ballroom dancing?
No. But just like, pick some stuff that you want. Kind of like, I don't know. You don't have to like keep it a secret, but you don't say like, yeah, this is my resolution. I'm doing it because my resolution. You just like work on 2 or 3
I
things.
feel like it's going to be pretty apparent.
It might be.
When
but
you come in with ballet shoes, we're going to be like, I think something's up.
Yeah. Well, that was an example. I can't do that one now.
No. Sorry.
Yeah.
It'd also be pretty
Alright.
funny if we.
I was thinking about it the other day too. I think I might do dance class with my daughter.
What type of dance?
Whatever she wants to do.
Like a daddy-daughter dance?
I don't know. I saw this video on TikTok the other day, and it was like this old woman, and it was like, if it's up, and she was doing the whole thing, and I was like, man, like imagine if I could
see
do
myself
that.
in this old woman.
Like, imagine if you just went to a wedding and you were like, hey, like put this on,
And you just
and
went
then
out.
just like,
Well, hang on. So the point of the dance class is not to
spend
have a
time
dance with your daughter. It is so that you
Secretly.
look marginally better at a wedding,
Yeah. Yep.
whether your daughter
Oh.
is there or 25 miles away.
Right. This is like
You just want to take a dance class.
Yeah, I think I do.
Wow.
I guess we all know what
Now we
my-
know your resolution.
Ballroom dancing.
All
Like
sorry,
hip-hop?
John. I mean, no, like whatever she would want to do.
No, it's not. It's whatever you would want to do, and then she would be dragged
You'd sign
along.
her up for
You're
it.
the one signing up.
No, if she wants to, I will gently push her in that direction.
Dude, I can't wait.
You're not
He's
gonna
gonna
put a-
come in with it's gonna be like a hip hop dance class.
Oh, I'm gonna be break
coming in
by
with,
by
like-
2023. I'm gonna be break dancing. I'm just gonna carry around a piece of cardboard with me.
Yeah,
Are you ready to be a dance dad?
dance dad.
yeah. He's
Like,
gonna
that's
be
a serious
Patty Boo Boo.
question.
You're right. That is a serious question.
Like I grew up, both of my sisters danced for a lot of my life.
Yeah.
And like dance dads are a different breed.
Yeah, it kind of like I thought I was gonna get into that vote too, but Maddie, she did a couple ballets
Mhm.
that lasted like 2 years. Then she did a hip hop, lasted a year. She tried cheerleading, a couple years, but like she
didn't
didn't
catch
really.
on.
Yeah, she was more. She liked soccer, lacrosse.
Yeah,
But a fun thing that we got to do as she got older was like daddy-daughter dances, which are pretty, like, you know, it's a little like, all right, yeah, like I'll go. But you actually go, it's a lot of fun.
I can see that.
Yeah.
being
You know,
fun.
it's a lot
I
of
could
like,
definitely see that being fun.
it's good like one-on-one time. But they would do it at Oakcrest Cove.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah,
we
I
did
like
that a
that.
few times. I'm surprised you're not getting a football helmet for her birthday.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. She does throw the ball. She throws pretty well.
It's gonna be tough with those two older brothers.
Yeah.
She's gonna be ready to hit.
Yeah, we'll see. So, do we like the resolution?
I like it. I'm wondering too, would it be fun for our listeners if one day we just kind of wrote them all down and they had to guess whose is whose?
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
maybe
like
like
beforehand.
Yeah.
yeah, maybe like December of next year. Yeah, we kind of put them all down. Maybe with even like some.
No,
fake-
he's saying December of this year. Put him down and then see if people can guess.
But then that defeats your purpose. So, I mean, it was just an idea.
I just feel like with Pat's idea, it's gonna be very obvious. Like when Pat's like,
Where are you going after
Yeah,
work?
when
I'm
Pat's
going
like,
to dance.
Sorry, I gotta close the store at 3. I got a hip hop dance class. We're like, I wonder what Pat's resolution is.
Yeah, it might be if it's that obvious. You might get that one, but you might not get the other.
I come in all like shredded,
Six?
ready to go.
John's cooking.
I'm
pretzels
drinking protein
shirtless.
shakes. Me and Phil are coming in at 11 o'clock with
Yeah.
our gym bags.
All right, if we don't want to do it, we don't have to do it.
I like it.
I don't know. I think we can just workshop it a little bit. I like the premise of it, but like I said, I think it's going to be very apparent what I think we should give each other resolutions.
Oh, brother. Send us
Yeah.
your thoughts.
Yeah.
Email us. Let us
Email.
know what you would like us to do.
Yeah, we got a little time.
We do.
A little time till that comes.
That's scary, though, having each of us pick one.
run through like a theoretical here. Like what when you say like give other resolutions, like what did you have in mind?
I think we should give like
Give me an example.
I think it should be something that is like a concrete, like quantifiable thing. Like by January 4th of 2023, if John doesn't have a six pack, then
Oh,
he gets like,
brother.
punished in some way.
I
Like we
kind
got to
of-
hold
swirlies.
ourselves
So,
accountable.
I do kind of like that, but even if we don't pick the ones, maybe it's like if at the end when your letter's opened, if you didn't complete it, then there's a severe punishment.
Yeah.
Like if you put it down and you don't do it, I like that where we're blending these because I do like that there could be like
Consequences for
Yeah.
your actions
Yeah.
or non-actions.
yeah.
Oh, brother. Guess they're thinking.
Yeah, something to think about. I will say,
I just think it would be very hard to stay motivated if somebody else picked my.
but if there's a consequence,
I know, but what if somebody picked something like that? Like what if
Like,
they're
you got to eat healthy.
like hip hop dance,
or like yeah, like you have to gain 50 pounds. Like, do I have to destroy my helps so I don't get flogged in the courtyard in front of everybody in the opening weekend of the beer
That
garden?
should be the punishment. Like we should have
You
the
get paddled.
no, yeah, exactly. Like the hands in the holes with the thing that comes down on your head.
Definitely.
Like opening day, whoever doesn't do what they were told to do.
And everybody gets to throw vegetables,
Tomatoes.
rotten vegetables
Yeah.
at you,
Yeah.
tomatoes at you.
You have to sit in
For
a
an
dump.
hour, not all day.
But
an
they
hour.
have to be really soft tomatoes because, like, imagine getting just pelted with like
Oh,
a
man.
like
You're asking for a black eye.
a green tomato.
Yeah,
That's like a softball in the
Yeah.
face.
yeah. Why was that always a thing?
What, like?
That's like always like a motif of like someone at a comedy club telling bad jokes gets tomatoes thrown at them.
Right.
Why tomatoes?
Right.
When are tomatoes ever in a comedy club?
I think that just
think
because
they're
they're
messy?
splatter.
Throw it at someone.
Do they splatter?
if you have a
Yeah.
nice
Toss it
rotten
to a
one.
tomato?
It's better than
guess.
rotten,
Yeah.
soft one.
Yeah, it's like a.
I guess that's where the name Rotten Tomatoes comes
Yeah.
from.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yep. All right.
I will
All
say
come together.
I have been I do have a question. This sort of is adjacent to what we've been talking about. I have been thinking about I got to get my butt back into the gym. It just has to be done. I need to start.
Is that why you
Going
texted
in
the
the
other day,
morning.
the Sports Site versus Planet Fitness
Yes.
pricing question, and
Yeah.
then just didn't follow it up with anything?
No one helped with anything. But something else that I've never done before, but I feel like I could get into.
Don't take it. Don't, save it.
No, this couldn't be a resolution.
Okay.
And if it is, then fine, give it to me.
Can we guess? Wait.
Sure.
Swimming?
Hang on. I wanna become this type of. I want to experiment being this type of guy,
The bicycle guy.
not the bicycle guy.
Yoga?
Ooh, not
I
yoga.
think college is time for your experimentation and being different types of
Well,
guys.
late bloomer.
Yeah. You're already married.
Like, what are you trying to do? Like karate or jujitsu?
I'm just
or
saying. So use the context clues. I want to start going back into the gym.
boxing.
I want to become this type of guy.
Jack Dad guy?
No. I mean, that would
The
be
other day I
nice.
Like
saw-
a bro?
That could be like a nice byproduct of
The other
this.
day I saw a comedian and he was talking about how if you're a parent that's in really good shape, like jacked, it's basically like you neglect your children.
Ricochet shot at dad. I want to test out being a steam room guy.
Oh, okay, nice.
Has anyone ever done a steam
For
room?
Yeah.
Steve?
Sports site.
Have you done it?
I've done it like way back in the day.
Yeah, I feel like I've done it one time.
Thoughts?
It felt good.
I've never done it.
I'd rather go sauna than steam room.
Yeah, see, I've done saunas. I hate a sauna.
Do you?
I hate the smell of a sauna.
Oh, I like it. That nice dry wood
Yeah, it smells
smell.
dry.
Yeah, I love that.
No.
Yeah,
Give me like wet steam.
yeah.
I don't know. People say it can be good for you.
Does Sports Site still have a steam room?
If they don't, then I got to keep looking because that's like 90% of reason why I want to start going to the gym.
So you can sit in the steam room?
Yeah.
ask your dad. He definitely
Yeah,
knows.
he would know.
I can't wait till this guy has a kid, John.
Oh, you're not gonna have any time for the gym.
Talking about Steve.
I was just thinking.
No, I'm gonna
missed-
get
I
up
was,
early.
I was just
You missed your window.
I'm gonna get up early. I'm gonna be a steam room guy.
I was just thinking in my head. I'm like, I wonder what Brittany would say if I would just woke up one morning and I'm just like, all right, see ya, going to the gym.
Going for a steam.
Like, yeah, right.
Going for a schwitz.
That won't work.
Yeah. See, I've always been infatuated with like the Russian bath idea.
Yeah.
That's a bucket list item. I want to go to the place where you dip into like the cold tub and then you go into the hot tub and then you sit in a towel in a steam room or something like that.
Sunday River.
Is that what that is?
No,
Yeah,
when I was a kid, we used to go skiing at Sunday River, and they used to have a hot tub, and then they used to have a pool that started indoors, and like you swam underneath these little
Yeah.
flaps, and you're outside.
Yeah, those are sweet.
So we'd get out of the pool, we'd run over to the hot tub,
Yep.
run back over, and it'd be snowing. And good time.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Something to chew on. So if anyone wants to,
I want to become a gym guy so I could go sit in the steam room.
yeah, I think I I mean, regardless whether I get this as a resolution or not, I think I'm going to start going to the gym. I think I'm just going to walk my ass off. I think I'm just going to walk.
I like a good walk.
I'm going to walk. I'm going to do some
Treadmill
incline.
walk?
Treadmill,
Jack
incline.
that thing all the way up.
all
so you
the
gotta
way
hold
up.
on.
What
I
about
want to
some
be at
stairs?
like 45 degrees. I don't like stairs. I don't like stairs. I don't like stairs. I don't like running.
You know, like
Just let
Jacob's
me
ladder?
walk. I'm just going to walk. I'm going to
Yeah.
walk, and then I'm going to go in the steam. Maybe I'll lift a couple weights.
Yeah. I was thinking about trying to get a
Go for tone.
squat rack for the house
Where would you put it?
in the basement.
Put it here.
I guess.
What's an appropriate age for kids to start lifting?
I'm probably not the person to ask, but 13?
13.
What is it like when their like muscles are like done?
I don't know if it's a myth or not, but you always hear like, oh, it's going to stunt their growth.
So not
Is that
8.
I think 8 might be pushing it. I think 8 you could at least practice technique.
Maybe just the bar.
Body weight bar.
Yeah.
I was
Or
gonna
a
say-
broom.
Your kid, like in the future, like if you get them into training early and like they stick with it, they're just gonna be so thankful that you did that like down the line. Like I wish when I was younger that I started training.
Yeah.
But-
And it gets cold in the winter. It's like, yeah, just go down to the basement, just set up a
Just
ladder
shred.
down there and just rip out some squats.
Build a steam room, and I'm there.
Yeah.
Okay, just thinking.
If you'd be
Just
good
spitballing
if
here.
you'd be good with a sauna.
Nah. Nope. Can't be a sauna.
All right. So we talked about this a little bit too for sportsmanship. So my son played in a football game yesterday, and in the game, he had a hit on a kid, and the kid ended up having to go to the hospital. The kid was the starting quarterback, so it had benefits for us that he was knocked out of the game. They had to bring a backup in who did not know anything about playing quarterback. And essentially the game was over at that point because they couldn't do anything after that. And so my son yesterday is kind of running around telling people, you know, he's talking to his aunts and uncles on FaceTime. And he's like, I put a kid in the hospital. And he was very excited about it. And we were trying to say to him, like, hey, like, you can't celebrate somebody else getting hurt. And he was like, well, it was good for our team. And I'm like, yes. Like, it's a very tough line to kind of, like you can't in my opinion, you can't celebrate somebody else being injured, but you also can't not acknowledge that it did help your team.
This, for me, is the classic do as I say, not as I do. Because if it was me and I knocked someone out, put them in the hospital, it'd be like one of the best days of my life. But as a parent, you have to be like, no, you have to feel bad. And just know that the kid's never going to feel bad about that.
Yeah.
Or at least, I shouldn't say that because maybe it's just some type of
Maybe
kid.
Maybe that kid's not a psychopath.
Yeah.
Maybe he's a well-adjusted person.
Yeah, I don't know that it's like but I think you also want to teach like, you want to play the game the right way.
Yeah.
You want to like win beating their best players. Type
Right.
thing.
Yeah.
So like that's not if you win and then that's great, but like
And I mean, if it's a cheap shot, obviously that's completely unacceptable.
Yeah.
And like that's the tough thing. I mean, football's kind of like boxing, where it's like there is that element of like you're not trying to like end people's career, but you are trying to be tougher than them. You're trying to hit harder than them.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to run them over. Like you're trying to break their will.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so I just thought it was an interesting thing. I didn't really know how to handle it.
What was the injury?
I think the other kid got
Death.
a concussion.
was it helmet to helmet? Should there have been a targeting? Penalty?
If it was in college, he might be out of the game.
Wow.
No, I mean he was in a good position and he just came up, like tackled him, but he came up as he did it and he hit the kid like kind of like right in the chin. It was like on the button, you know what I mean? And the kid just kind of got up a little wobbly legged,
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was an interesting parenting moment where I was like, this is tough with sports because like, yeah, like, if you don't want to hurt somebody, but also it's like this is all kind of part of it.
Yeah, I think it's like you can celebrate the hit, but you can't celebrate the result.
Right. Because he wanted to go into school and they have to share something good about the weekend, and he was like, "I'm gonna share."
I'm gonna steal the kid's hospital bracelet. Here's my show and tell.
He's gonna be wearing it on
a pelt,
clip it to his shoulder, like a bounty hunter. So
yeah, I don't know that you can do that. That seems like a line crossed, but
yeah. Well, and I think it's also interesting. Like people that have played football are kind of like, oh, okay, like they understand this conversation, and then like people that hadn't. I was having this conversation at the birthday party a little bit that I went to yesterday too, and I felt like some of the parents were just staring at me, and I was like, oh boy, I've said too much.
So then this kid's going to the hospital. Ambulance come. We're spitting on the ambulance. Is this funny, guys?
And we would laugh. Yeah.
Isn't this cool?
So yeah, no, it's an interesting thing with sports. I agree with what you said though. Like you don't celebrate the result. You know, you celebrate the play, but like you don't celebrate the result. Like because if it was the other side and it was my kid that got hurt, it would feel shitty. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I would understand it's part of the game, but like it would still be like, wow, this is not a great feeling.
Yep. Definitely.
Yeah, it's such a hard
It's bound to happen at some point too.
Yeah, 100%.
Yep. All right. Anyone else got a topic?
That kind of happened to us this year on our soccer team. Not with somebody getting hurt, but so our second game of the year, we played a team. They beat us it was 11-2, smoked us, and I hated it. And I was just like, oh, why aren't they slowing down? Or why aren't I'm seeing the kids' faces and they're very sad and like upset about it. A couple kids like got home and were crying to their parents, and I was just kind of like, oh, well, you want to win, but like you almost don't want to like embarrass the other team.
Yeah.
So like we had a game a couple weeks after that, and we were winning like 8-2, and the kids are like, oh, like those kids are older than us, we're beating them, and like just kind of like rubbing it in the kids' faces, like cheering, and like I love the cheering, I think it's awesome, but it's like, you kind of feel bad for the other team,
Yeah.
but, and you want to like kind of slow it up, and you're trying to teach your team not to like rub it in their face.
Yeah.
So it's hard because like you want to win and you hate when you're losing, but you gotta kind of teach them both ways.
Yeah, yesterday we were up like 24-0 in the fourth quarter. So we put in some kids that typically play JV. So the varsity kids came off to the side, and the other team still had all their starters in, and our team started chanting, "Let's go JV!" And I was like, okay. I'm like, this is like you guys have to like. I appreciate it. They were trying to do it to be nice,
And they're having fun.
yeah, and they were like, "Let's go JV!" I'm like, you're probably going to make the other team feel really bad that like we've put in, these other kids to get them the time, and
I know you almost feel like a Debbie Downer. You're like going up to them. You're like, "Hey guys, stop cheering!"
I'm like, stop
that.
saying that. Like,
But then in the back of your head, you're like, "Oh, that's really."
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a fine line. It's I also think it's like just as humiliating, if not more, than if a team is that much better than another team, when they basically go like make a wish scenario on you.
yeah.
And you're like, this is so much worse than if you just played normal.
When you get mercy ruled, and then when
and
you
it's
score,
like,
you get the ball back,
Okay,
and they put it
give
at the
it back.
50. Yeah.
Give it back.
It's
to
such like a
them.
fine
It's like,
line,
this
though.
is way
It's-
worse.
It is, but at the same time, it's like you got kids that don't understand that and that are just like this could make or break if they ever want to play the sport again.
Right.
Yeah.
And then and they're so young.
Yeah.
Like as they get older, then yeah.
I guess
then
maybe
I
it's an age
understand,
thing.
but
I
yeah.
guess it's like, I'm thinking of like at high school. At high school, I think there
yeah.
should be no mercy
No.
or anything like that. It's just like, if you can beat the other team's ass that much, then do it.
Agreed.
But I think if it's like,
You don't think like, okay, in the second half you put in your backups? You think
Yeah,
scorched earth? You
I would
just-
do it if if it's like the playoffs and I got a game next week and I'm trying to like, okay, let's make sure my guys stay healthy. My guys, girls, whoever, like stay healthy for the next game. But if it's the last game of the season and it's like senior night or something like that, pour it on. Pour it on. Teach them.
I mean, I think you
They
would,
got to learn today.
I think you would get a call from like the league.
I know. I'm just saying. I disagree with that call.
Yeah.
I understand where John's coming from,
see it in
I do
college,
agree
but
with
maybe
that.
not
If
in
it's
high school.
well, then where's the line here? Because I think the line's
they're
after
18.
like 10, right? Where it's like you're starting to like get into high school, and maybe it's not a pour it on type thing, but like when you're like 12, 13, 14, it's like, hey, we're not gonna like baby you anymore type thing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. You have an 18-year-old in high school, and you're like, okay, give him the ball back. Like that's ridiculous. He's 18 years
Yeah, you
old. He
gotta
can go
teach
fight
them-
in a war.
You got to
Like,
teach
what are we
them to
doing
grow
here?
up.
Yeah. I think that if I was in high school and I was beating a team, 24-0 in the fourth quarter, I would put in backups.
Pour it on.
Be honest though, if take yourself back to your high school, if you were beating a team that badly, you and your buddies would just be messing around. Out
Yeah,
on the
if you
field.
just like dicking around. It would turn into like, all right, let's try this play out that we've never done before, or I don't know.
Yeah. I guess I can see it, but I
It wouldn't just be like, okay, we're getting
But
8 yards a clip down the middle.
guess
Let's
what
just keep diving the ball.
I guess
in.
I guess what I also look at it as though is like, and it's so if I wanted to think about it selfishly, I think about those kids that practiced all week and they like, I want to get them in the game too.
Yeah.
So it's not so much of like, all right, I'm doing it as like a mercy for the other team as much as I'm like,
Fairness.
all right, I want some other kids to like get some shine, and then you get to see what those other kids can do. And,
Yeah, I just figured that's what like the JV game is for.
yeah.
If there is no JV game, or I'm with you, where it's like, all right, cool, like this half of the team did its job. Now we have another half that is just second string and they don't play regardless. Then I'm with you. Yeah. All right, let's put them in and let's pour it on with them. But it's not. I'm not like, hey, let's not score.
No.
Let's put these new people in and let's try and score.
Yeah. See, that's where I would be. I would put new people in, but I would still try to score. I would never tell them like, oh, just like once you get a first down, take a knee or something. I'd be like, no.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. That's like humiliating.
No. If you can get into the end zone, go get into the end zone. If like I can run up the score with my JV, it's like, all right, then I've tried. At least I can go to sleep at night and be like, hey, I put in my second string and they still trounced you.
Yeah.
You might want to.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm sorry. It was too easy.
That's a tough letter to write to the league.
It was teed up and I had to take it.
Yeah, I don't know that you can write that letter.
I don't condone that. It was just a joke.
Don't dig into it too much because it won't be in there. So
True.
you're gonna shoot yourself in the foot here.
Yeah.
Won't be in where?
The YouTube doesn't let you say that.
Oh, okay. All right, good. Anybody got anything else?
When are we allowed to start Christmas?
After Thanksgiving. Sorry.
When are we allowed to start Christmas?
What do you mean? Like,
When's the tree going up?
oh, in my house, the tree goes up the day after Thanksgiving.
John?
Yeah, I've been trying to push it for a while now. I'm a big I love Thanksgiving, but I love Christmas. So I would like to have my Christmas start in November, like the tree, the decorations. But we don't do that. So day after Christmas, we tried like the
Day
weekend
after
after
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving. Yeah, we go out and buy a tree.
I think I'm going to start pushing it this year.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You're pushing
I
back?
think I'm going to become the 2 weeks before Thanksgiving guy.
No.
Yes, I like it.
Yeah.
What?
Nice.
Because to me, they blend together so much. It's just the holiday season. And it has 2 awesome holidays. Mm-hmm. So let's just celebrate the season. It's like, and the season includes a Christmas tree. It includes cooler weather, blankets. It includes a turkey one of the random days. It includes stuffing,
So
mashed
you're putting up a
potatoes.
Christmas tree tonight.
Thinking about it.
It's the today is what? The 14th?
Yeah.
And Thanksgiving's what? The 28th? Is that right?
24th. It's in like
24th?
10 days. Yeah.
So
I
you're
got to get
already
it up
late.
soon.
You're
I'm
already-
already. I've been wrestling with this for the past week. Me and my wife have been talking about it. We're like, do we just start doing it now?
Well, I mean, if you guys are on the same page, then do it.
Go for it. I love
I'm
that.
just trying to figure out what's socially acceptable at this point. Because if you say this to a lot of people, they're like, no, no.
think
and
about it.
I was that person, and I'm done hiding. Because they're both awesome. Both holidays are awesome. So let's just start celebrating them then sooner.
And as soon as Christmas is over, it's like everything's just like done.
Everything stinks.
It's like trees gone.
Yeah.
Everything's gone. It's like, so why, instead of only having like 25 days of Christmas, the Christmas spirit, why not stretch it out a little bit?
35.
Yeah.
If you start today, it's 35.
35. That's respectable.
Is that right?
No, it'd be like 40.
40 days of Christmas.
Give me 40. 40 days and
That's
40
solid.
nights.
That's
Give me a solid 40.
But what
That's
is it-
what it should be.
Yeah.
Do you
Where
feel
it's
like
like, what's 40 days from December 25th? That's
Once
that
you get the
feels right. I like
decorations
it.
up, does that, you feel like that it changes your mood a lot? Like it's
Yeah.
that important?
The lights.
yeah. I think the tree is that important,
Yeah.
Well, it's like it gets you
and
thinking.
the smell.
Like it's
Are you
like
going to buy a real tree?
I might be team fake tree at this point.
really.
I've always been real tree, but I don't know. It's always such a pain in the neck. So this is another thing. There's a lot of changes happening in the Smith household.
Wow.
Yeah.
Steam room Dan is different.
Yeah, see, it's just built different.
Because you're a fake tree guy, but that's because you guys have allergies.
I mean, I don't know. I don't get to make decisions on this high of a level. My wife makes these decisions, and she tells me whether I'm going to get a tree that's alive and stick it in some water, or if it's fake. We've been going fake for the last probably like 5 years, and she does say it's because of her allergies. It would be hard to get me to go back to Team Real Tree.
Yeah.
It is so easy.
Mm.
It's in the basement in a big green bag. All I do is I bring that big green bag upstairs. It's set up in.
Do you keep it decorated?
No, it's not decorated. So then we kind of we get it set up, we put the lights on, and then we have a day where we kind of all.
You have to put the lights on? It's a fake tree.
Yeah, we
What kind
got
of
it.
fake tree do you have? Some bum ass fake tree?
Well, hey, if you're fake, you don't know about this fake tree. Right?
I've been researching fake trees.
The problem is if you get it with the lights already on it, what happens when those lights break?
You replace them.
No, you get rid of the whole tree.
No, I'm not.
Me. What happens
No,
if you
I'm
want
going
to
to take
white?
it into the shop. I'm going to get under the hood.
What if you got white light? If you want to go white lights, because my wife always used to like white lights, but now that we have kids, we do colored lights.
Why? Why kids need the color?
Yeah.
Let me chime in here. So I grew up fake tree my whole life, right? The good fake trees, like the bulbs are easily replaceable. Like if you want to switch it up, you can. It's not like they're hard to find in the tree, but they're also blended enough to where
It's also not that hard to put lights on a tree.
It's
Looks
just an extra
tacky.
step.
It doesn't look
Extra
tacky.
step. Extra step.
See, I feel like that's like a step to having a fake tree. It's like, oh, I don't have to put my lights on anymore.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, the
You
lights
know?
are easy. The lights
Oh,
are
yeah,
easy.
the lights stink.
See, I'm team real tree.
Yeah.
I've always had one. When I moved out, my parents bought a fake tree.
Mm.
I was pissed.
Yeah.
It was white.
A white one?
A white one.
Oh, yeah. I can't do that.
No. But Brittany did say something last week about I think she wants to be team fake tree.
Mm. Wow. Is that a problem in the
Civil
household?
War?
It's still, yeah, we're still talking about it.
Yeah.
It is easier.
Oh no.
Yeah,
doubt.
that's what I'm trying to weigh.
And the smell,
I
you
used
can
to
just get a
do.
candle.
I was team real tree for a long time.
Yeah. me
Still
too.
kind of am.
But you know when you say you'll never you make a big deal about it. Like I'm never ever going to be
Yeah.
team fake tree.
Yeah.
So it's like, how do I go?
How do,
How do I do that? How do I
don't-
switch?
That's
You
what I'm
tuck your
wrestling.
tail
I've been
in
talking
between
this
your
game
legs.
for
Yeah.
years. I
Yeah.
got to stay with it, right?
I was so team real tree when I lived in Boston. We used to every year walk a mile. We didn't have a car. We didn't own a car. We used to walk a mile, go get a tree. I put it over my shoulder, and we would walk a mile back.
Yeah.
That's how
nice.
real tree. That's team
good.
real tree.
When I lived in Boston, I was in a third floor walk up. I was so team real tree. Every year I got a real tree, dragged it all the way up the stairs.
Yeah.
When the season was over, we would come back and I would throw it over my balcony
Yep.
onto the.
Onto the car.
I hit a car. No,
Shocking.
My landlord's car. It bounced off the ground and kind of hit her car, and I was like, Oh my God. I had to race down there and drag it off into like the side.
They probably don't even allow trees in apartments. My first apartment, or my only apartment
We
I
always
lived
had
in,
one.
we weren't allowed.
Oh, we always had one.
We always snuck it in. Hope that, yeah, we were
Smuggled it in.
bad.
A couple of baddies.
Contraband. Yeah, I don't
breaking
know.
the rules.
Something we're weighing with.
Yeah.
But
All right. Do we have time for one more?
yeah.
Okay. Do you want the good or the bad?
Of what?
You want the good topic? Like, do you want the positive topic or the negative topic?
Let's end on a good topic.
Good topic.
I was going to say let's end on negative.
All right, do the negative.
All right. Well, maybe we can do both. All
Do
right.
the negative first then.
Okay. What's your worst childhood memory?
Oh.
Oh,
So many to choose from.
Go. The worst childhood memory.
like sad wise or like
It can be
hurt
anything.
wise?
It can be anything. Just like. So the preface for this the other day
When
is
does
like
childhood cut off?
14.
Okay.
Because like I mean, you can I'd say up to like freshman year. Yeah, that's like freshman year. Even like 16 if you have something that's right on the edge. We're not gonna.
Yeah, I got one.
But like because like when we were at the game, one of the coaches said like you know go out there and grab a memory, a lifelong memory with your best friends.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh wow, that is pretty cool. Like that's what's going on here. So then I was like, huh.
Let's go put some kids in the hospital.
So,
Oh yeah, that's
all
what's
right,
going on.
So
here.
what do you got? What's your worst? And I don't really have one yet, so I need a little time to.
All right, so I'll go first.
Yeah.
John, do you have one?
I just need a little bit.
All right. Mine is when we went to Hawaii. When we went to Hawaii.
And you
One of the
got-
worst weeks of my life.
And you got sick?
Yep. I flew to Hawaii. We flew to Los Angeles. We went Boston to Los Angeles to Hawaii. So we're talking 12 hours, 12-hour flight, 6 and 6. We landed in Hawaii. I was sick as a dog, never left the hotel room or the condo. And I think the second time I even left was to go back to the airport and fly home. and it was to the point where like I was 13, like 12 or 13, and everyone else in the family was just like, "All right, well, we're going sightseeing."
Yeah.
I remember spending the one I vividly remember. I was spending the whole day on the couch. I couldn't move. Everyone was gone. There was nothing to eat. Not that I was like that hungry, and I was just like, "This is awful." And the phone in the condo kept like beeping every like 30 seconds because there was a message on the phone, and I had no way of figuring out how to like put in the passcode to listen to the message. So imagine just sitting in an empty room. I don't even think there was a TV or anything. It was just kind of like sitting there, and every 30 seconds it was like a for like straight like 10 hours.
All right, so
while the rest of your family is like out snorkeling, and-
Loving life. It's like that. Honestly, I think you just figured out my best memory. So the best part is too. Dan at this age, and still at this age, doesn't love to take medicine.
Oh,
So we rented a white Cadillac in Hawaii, and we were on Kauai, which was like a very rustic. Like everybody's driving Jeeps, we're driving like a pure white Cadillac.
Cadillac DeVille.
White seats, everything. Our dad was like, got us an upgrade. We were like, why would you want this? It's dirt roads everywhere. There's red dirt everywhere. It was a
boat.
mess. Oh my God. So we're cruising around this Cadillac. Dan's sick. He's crying the whole time. Oh, I'm so sick. I'm so sick. We're like, you got to take some medicine. You got to take some medicine. No, I don't take medicine. I don't take medicine. Take medicine. My dad, Dan, and I, we went into CVS, right? And my dad's like, I'm gonna get him some medicine. We're gonna get him to take it. And I was like, all right, how are we gonna do that? He's like, I'll just meet me out in the car. I'm like, all right. So we get out in the car. And he whispers in my ear. He's like, you hold him on the hood, and I'll pour it into his mouth. So so he goes, he just looks at me and he kind of gives me a nod. I grab Dan, jack him up.
I was ambushed.
I slam him onto the hood, and we splay him out like he's Jesus Christ on the hood.
I was like starfished on the hood.
Yeah,
man.
and I'm trying to hold his arms and his legs down, and our dad is like prying open his mouth.
And this is in like a public, busy CVS Sunday morning. Like people are getting out of church and looking over and just seeing a 12-year-old boy being held down by two grown men pouring liquid into his mouth. It was messed up.
So then he won't swallow it. We're like,
Yeah,
he's
see,
a dog.
that's what you guys forgot. You can lead a horse to water, but you ain't making him drink it.
He's like a dog.
You can pour it in my mouth, but I ain't freaking swallowing that.
So we like hold it, like our dad like has his hand over his mouth like a dog, like
Yeah.
trying to make him swallow it. And he's just like, still like struggling, and then like slowly he struggles a little less and struggles a little less, and then we're like,
As the life drains out of me.
yeah, we're like, well, he's either dead or he's swallowed the medicine. We let go and he explodes and spits it all over this white Cadillac. There's pink medicine all over the Cadillac. And he's like, he's like running around the car. We're trying
Yeah.
to tackle him.
Yep.
Oh,
And during all this, I have like the flu.
yeah. Yeah.
Poor Dan.
We
We
tried.
screwed up.
Yeah.
Wow.
Can't save him. You
It
don't
was
want to be
terrible.
saved.
No.
All right, John. Now we can open it up. I mean, you could do your worst childhood memory or your best childhood.
Now that Dan has opened up and said his worst childhood memory, now we can all
Okay. Well,
do our best.
you gotta go worst then. We'll stick with
All right,
worst.
worse.
We'll save best for another day.
I don't think it's as bad as Dan's, but
Yeah, going to Hawaii.
when I
Flying all the way across the world for no reason whatsoever.
paradise.
I don't think it's as bad as Dan's trip to Hawaii.
Do you remember pump, pass, and kick?
Yeah.
When I forget if I was 6, it was either 6th, 7th, or 8th grade. I made it in pump, pass, and kick. All the
Nice.
way to Gillette.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
awesome.
I lost.
Mm.
That was one of the worst days.
Lost to Andy
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
What
Reid. Oh, so that was the worst?
Yeah, that was one of the worst.
Losing?
Losing
Yeah.
is my throw. My kick and my punt were
that
spot
makes
on.
sense, Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should have practiced more.
Yeah.
Maybe that's your resolution.
Get
To
better
win
at
a,
throwing
win a
football.
punt, pass, and kick.
I wonder if they do those for adults. That'd be funny.
Yeah.
That'd be a lot of fun. I'd do it. That was the first thing that dropped in my mind.
Was there like a crowd?
Oh yeah, it was at halftime.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
It
Yeah,
was
that's humiliating.
big crowd,
Yeah.
but it was really really crazy. It was cool.
Yeah.
My
Like,
dad,
did
my-
you like total like you bombed it?
just
in a bad
my,
way?
My throw was bombed bad way.
Yeah.
My kicks were good. My dad also probably like 5-10 years ago, my dad got to kick a field goal at Pat's game during halftime too for Ocean Spray, the cranberry.
Sure.
Yeah.
Very familiar.
Yep. He missed. He hit the crossbar.
Oh, then that's bad.
That's bad.
Yeah.
All right.
I think
What you got?
my worst memory was probably when our dog Ruby died.
Yo, yeah.
You were pretty young.
Yeah, that was I remember it though.
Yeah. When she died, it was like I remember, our parents had to take her to the vet. She was throwing up blood. And
Yep.
we were like, okay, she's got to go to the vet. And she came back, and I remember our parents being like, yeah, she just, she passed away on the way to the vet,
Yep.
which was a lie. She
Oh.
got put down.
I didn't know that until right now. Now today's the worst day of my life.
So they were like, no, she just passed away on the way to the vet, and we were like, oh my god, that's, it was kind of like it was a shock, but we kind of knew it was coming. And I distinctly remember the dog was like in
Why? Wait, why did they? The dog was dead. Why did they have to lie about?
I don't think
how
they
it
wanted.
happened.
I don't think they wanted to explain to a bunch of kids that that they killed
Oh.
it, that it like chemically had to be put down.
Yeah, I
They were
guess.
just like, yeah, it passed away on the way to the vet, and we were kind of like, okay, this is really sad. And I remember like we're unloading our dead dog out of the back of the car.
The army blanket.
Yes, it's all in blankets or whatever, and we're like taking it to the backyard to bury it, right? And our neighbor is up the street. He's probably like 2 houses down, and he's like, "Hey Phil, how's your day going?" And he waves. And we're literally taking this dead dog out of the car, and he goes. And I remember distinctly my dad going, "Hey, can't complain." and I remember we literally carrying it, pallbearers, to the backyard to the hole that we had dug out. And I go, why didn't you tell him that like you were having a bad day, that like the dog just died, that this was a sad day or whatever? And he goes, nobody really cares about your problems. We bury the dog. And just like go back inside.
Truer words have never been said.
Yeah, he's like
Very true.
Just very cold matter
Still
of fact.
holds up.
And I was just like, okay, yep, yeah, he's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that day was brutal.
the best part is we knew that she was passing away. So we have pictures. Like everybody was kind of like, okay, like get out and get your last picture. And there's a picture of me and you. You have your like hand on her back. I'm like holding her leash, and we just like got out of bed or something. It's like we knew it was gonna be the last picture we'd ever taken with her. And it's just like literally the saddest day ever, and we're just like, like both trying to like put a smile on, and they're like with the disposable cameras. They're like, all right, get in, Dan and Pat, get in with Ruby. We're kind of just like.
Smile.
Yeah. Oh my God. Like the saddest picture. Every time I see it in my parents' house, I'm like, they're like, oh yeah. And then this picture with Ruby, I'm like, that's the day she died. And we had to like go out there and stand there and take that picture because we knew that when she came back, she was going to be
Yep.
put in the ground.
Yep. Shout out Ruby.
Great dog.
Shout out Ruby. Smarter than 90% of humans?
Yeah.
What kind of dog?
Pitbull.
Pitbull.
Nice.
Yeah. Tough. Smart.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Well,
On that note,
yeah, we'll have a lot to transition to, but yeah, thank you for tuning into episode 11. Don't want to forget, get Guy.
Get
Yep,
guy.
hashtag
Hashtag.
get guy.
Get Guy.
Like, subscribe, hit the bell notification. It helps us out with the algorithm.
Yeah, send us some thoughts on how you want us to handle the New Year's resolutions, maybe what some resolutions should be, ideas for the food truck, things like that, and yeah, we'll discuss it on air.
Yeah.
All right,
Cool.
Cool.
Time to get back to
Thank
work.
you.
Later.